Same sort of story with the wings. Again, this got a little bit wet coming home from Nottingham. So when we picked it up from Pro Strip, it was lovely and shiny and clean. But it has been sitting here for a couple of weeks. This rear offside wing, it's not too bad. It's obviously had a little bit of battle damage. There's a little split here, and round to the front, obviously it's had a repair panel here at the front, and some welding here. But again, there's a few holes in this lower front section, which again, don't know if they can be repaired or best replace it again. This is the inside of the rear offside wing, the right hand wing. So again, we can see the holes in the front lower panel here. But again, the rest of it's pretty good. We've got all these bits here that are intact. There's a slight little bit missing here, but I'm sure that can be sorted fairly easily. Slightly different story here with the rear left hand wing. The front part, the front lower part of the left rear wing has been eaten away. There's various splits in here. Got quite a nice split here, a bit missing here on the return. Another hole here, another split here. We've already looked at the battle damage around the rear wing here. This has been knocked out. There's a hole in here. And then if we flip it over, there's a lot more missing on these returns here at the front. The rest of it's not too bad. A little bit more missing here. A few more rust holes. Very thin in places. But again, it's whether this can be repaired or whether I've got to bite the bullet, try and find another wing perhaps. There's a lot more to repair on this wing. These are where the rear indicators and brake lights sit. So they screw in to the rear wing. They're actually made of aluminium. This one's got a little bit of damage here, but I think that was already there when we took that off. So now this is the front near side ring. You'll remember from our first video that when I was taking out the indicators and the headlights, it was actually filled with filler. You can start to see now why. The stripping process has completely exposed all the rust around the front headlight. It's also very, very thin around the headlight here, so again, this may have to be replaced. Front MGA wings at the moment are very expensive. They're 1,500 quid new. So it's whether we can repair this viably or whether we have to start thinking about buying new wings. Again, you can start to see here the holes in this lower part of the rear part of the panel. A lot of holes and rust here. But these repair panels are available. They're not quite so expensive. The outside of the front near side wing, the left wing, is in quite good nick actually. Again, this rust has appeared in the last couple of weeks since it's been home. I'm not too worried about that. It can be put back in the tank and flashed off when all the welding's done. So I think we'll probably do that. But yeah, there's a few little dents here, a couple of little splits. But again, same question really. I'm going to have a think about whether it's more economical to replace this or whether again it can be repaired. This is the front right wing, and this one's in much better fettle. Less rust damage, metal is much thicker. Looks like again it's had some odd repairs in the past. It's amazing how this dipping process shows up the history. All these returns are intact, and it looks as well like it's had a lower inner repair panel put here at some stage. So this is actually pretty good, this wing. This is the front right wing from the outside. The repaired panel here is a lot more visible across here, but everything seems to be intact, no other splits. Obviously here it's had a little bit of battle damage, I'm sure that can be knocked out. And then the front is nice and intact. I don't know if that's had some welding done on it or not, but anyway, it looks all pretty good to my untrained eye. Good. So finally, here are the doors. So the doors on the MGA have an aluminium door skin. The process is slightly different. They can dip aluminium, but as they explained to me, it's a much gentler process. So although it can take the paint off all the aluminium parts, the rust treatment itself, because it's gentler, doesn't remove all the rust on the steel parts. So obviously these outer aluminium panels are on a steel base. So this is the near side door, this is the inside of the near side door. Because the dipping process is gentler for aluminium, and obviously I suppose the steel needs a slightly more vigorous process, these came back to us with a little bit of rust on the steel parts of the doors. So the black coating is just a anti-rust treatment I used. I got a tub of Furtan from the MG Owners Club. They recommended that to me a long time ago. But again, the damage is pretty minimal on these doors. There's a little bit of a split there where the door panel wraps around onto the steel part, but the rest of the door skin is all intact. So it looks like that near side door is pretty good. I've also put the rust treatment just on the inside, difficult to see in this light, just to try and give it a little bit of a head start against the rusting process. This is the offside door, similar story. This also had a coat of Furtan, but again, door skins are all intact all the way around. Now this one doesn't seem to have much splitting at all, so really I'm quite happy with those doors. They look to me like they're usable. This is the inside of the boot, so again you can see now where the aluminium panel wraps around the steel frame. Again, a little bit of rust damage, so again the anti-rust treatment is starting to work there pretty well, but again no other damage around the returns of that panel. That all looks good, so again really pleased with that. I don't know how the heck they get all that sprayed again, but we'll come to that bridge when we come to it. And obviously here's the bonnet, so again you get an idea now of the steel frame that supports the aluminium panel. Again, this all looks really rather good. That's all nice and complete, no splits, a little bit of rust damage, but again hopefully the rust treatment will start to help that. So I think really bonnet, boot and doors are all rather good. Just got to now think about some decisions on the main panels of the wings and the main body of the car.